construction. Unit under...
What is up, guys? Welcome to Vids with Suds. It is January 23rd of 2015 and Grey Goo just launched today. So I'm going to be kind of going over some games flying off the cuff here, and bear with me, but I'll just kind of talk about some of the gameplay. Maybe we'll get some tips or just kind of basically see how some of the games float along. But here are both two human players versus each other. I'm planning on going off with just the 1 refinery, 2 factory opening. And right now I'm just running my Trident over to scout and see what he's doing.
Extractor complete.
I have my Trident on attack move. That's an important little tip there. Have your unit on attack move. This way, if I run into his Trident along the way, hopefully I'll get that first shot. But if I'm just moving, he won't shoot at him at all unless I target him manually. Actually, in this case here, I stopped the Trident just briefly because I was going to try to hold that middle ground, but not seeing any resistance, I just decided to go ahead and push forward into his base to see what he's got. So my Trident works his way over to his base. I can see he has 1 factory, 1 refinery on the opening, where I went 2 factory. So I think I can outproduce him with number of units early. So I decided to fall back. That 1 Trident isn't enough to really take out any harvesters with that distance, with the harvesters that go in the extractor and then back in the refinery, that distance. So that's why, in case you're wondering why I didn't stay there to try to snipe some harvesters, hurt his economy. Wasn't going to happen with just 1 Trident. So I decided to back off, and I'm kind of like camping out my spot here to where I'm going to try to hold ground. My plan is to try to just hold this spot, maybe build some walls. This game is really a map control type of game. I suppose you could say most RTS games are. But yeah, there's a nice little resource spot there, so I'm gonna try to just maintain that middle ground, and it's just beyond the middle ground, I suppose, and if I can do that, I'll feel pretty good about this. So he's harassing me a little bit. His Trident's over at my base. It's just 1 Trident. It doesn't really do much damage to buildings, and so I'm not really worried about it. It is kind of an annoyance that, you know, he can see what I'm doing, but in good time I plan on taking care of it. But for right now, I'm not too concerned.
Factory under attack.
Now I did have 3 Tridents here. Now 3 Tridents, you can take out some harvesters with that, because 3 Tridents it'll be 3 volleys from each one. Plus 1 more shot will take out a harvester, so 10 shots total, and that'll work. I get up there though, and I see he has an anti-heavy, which is the human faction's basically turret, if you will. And yeah, I wanted no part of that. That wasn't going to go well, so I decided to back off and just continue to hold ground.
Harvester under attack.
In the meantime, in my base, I'm pumping out 2 Tridents. I started to make an anti-heavy myself that I plan to teleport later on, because I kind of just put it right next to him where he's firing. I don't know if that was necessarily needed. I mean, my 2 Tridents could have got the job done, but nonetheless, I always kind of, I don't really have a problem with putting anti-heavies in my base, just because you can teleport them later on, so I don't really feel like it's wasted credits. Although early in the game, yeah, you probably don't want to use those credits too much. If you're wondering why I'm building silos, the humans, as part of their tech structure, actually, you have to have silos in order to build walls, and building walls to kind of shield off certain sections of the map was a big part of what I was going for in this game.
Beginning construction.
Tango Delta reporting. Traveling to location.
So I got my wall going, just place my units just behind it. They can pass and shoot through the wall freely, while the enemy has to shoot knock down the wall first before they can hit my enemy. So it works out nicely for the humans.
Unit in production.
So right now I'm just setting my waypoints to that spot, and I'm just kind of spamming tier 1 units to try to hold ground there, and while at the same time trying to just focus on my eco, getting that up and running. I also put a little wall just in case so there's no backdoor surprises, in case he's got some units sneaking around that I haven't seen yet.
Location acquired.
Kind of prefer him come through the front door
Unit ready.
versus surprise me and sneaking in my base.
Refinery complete. Beginning construction.
Now I'm putting down a tank tech structure just so I can start to make the
Armistice
Gladius
override in
tank.
place.
It's a nice tank for the humans. A little bit heavier duty, kind of all-purpose, can move and
Extractor
shoot at the same
complete.
time. I really like that unit a lot.
Unit
Plus
ready.
it looks cool. Sweet.
Unit in production. Wall complete. Unit ready.
You can see here I keep pushing
Unit in
forward. I
production.
draw a line for my wall there. I'm thinking, okay, this is a good
Coordinates
spot. And
received.
then I change my mind a second later. Oh, I'll just keep pushing forward and forward because I knew there was another resource pool further up. If I could wall that off, it'd be
Unit
even
ready.
better. Really,
Unit
if
in
you're watching
production.
this, you're probably thinking, man, my
Wall
opponent
complete.
really should not be letting me have this kind of map
Unit
control. They are
ready.
kind of turtling up a little bit here, but like this
Trident online.
this spot down towards the bottom that I'm walling off and just getting
Beginning
that resource
construction.
just really shouldn't happen. I mean, my opponent's just starting to let me. Now I'm starting to take over the
Beginning
entire map.
construction.
This map, Grotto
Unit
Assault,
ready.
is, I mean, there's only really
Beginning
one way in.
construction.
So I kind of knew
Trident
this was
ready.
coming, and you'll see later
Course
on. But
plotted.
I mean, if there's only really one way in, and you got human or beta, it's almost a safe bet that they'll probably fly an air
Beginning
scout
construction.
just directly right across to
Refinery
see what you got
complete.
going in your base. So you pretty much kind of plan to at least have one anti-air turret up there
Combat ready. Location
just to
received.
stop them from seeing what you're
Wall
doing.
Complete. Extractor complete. Unit ready. Unit in production.
Getting the large factory
Beginning
going.
construction.
This is a nice little tactic. So I'm actually sharing that tank tech
Beginning
between the
construction.
small factory and the
Wall
large
complete.
factory.
Wall under attack.
That's really nice because then I save credits
Beginning
first. If I were to
construction.
place it somewhere else and I wanted all 4
Unit
tech upgrades,
ready.
I'd have to buy them all at the same spot. We got a little
Unit in
engagement in the lower left here. He's got a single trident. Just seeing what
Wall
I got
under
going on.
attack.
That's easily taken care of.
Unit
Anyways,
ready.
large
Commander.
factory. Yeah, so I save credits there. I share the tech. Both units
What
can.
can I
It
do
is
for
tank
you?
tech that was shared, so both units can make Gladius tanks,
Reporting.
and the large factory can
Unit
produce them 3
ready.
at a time. So that's just a really nice feature. Plus, there's no conduit
Sites
lines.
ready.
If you'll see
Unit
back in that part of
ready.
my base, conduit
Unit
lines
in
power your
production.
base, and they're really easy with their low health hit points to take down and power down your buildings.
Beginning
This,
construction.
if someone wanted to power down my building, I don't know, maybe they'd target that tank tech, but
Beginning
that has
construction.
way more hit points than conduit lines, so it's
Large
kind of nice. Now,
factory
at some point
complete.
during the game, if you want to stretch out, and you're going to have
Beginning
to start to build with
construction.
conduit lines, but early on, I kind of like to
Unit ready.
clump them together and not
Conduit
worry
cross
about
complete. Beginning
conduit lines.
construction.
Also, I have
Conduit
my
cross complete.
my human refineries
Conduit
all clumped together in the
complete.
top right corner there. You know, if you're
Beginning
human, you're
production.
going to be long distance harvesting anyways.
Conduit cross
And
complete.
putting all those buildings, bunching them up
Conduit
together at the top
complete.
there, doesn't, as far as I can tell, doesn't really seem to slow
Silo
down or impact
complete.
the harvesters. They come in and out. They don't get bottlenecked just the same. So I guess that makes a nice big juicy target for my opponent. So that's
Air
something I can factor in.
attachment
But yeah, I
complete.
just put them up in the corner there. I don't
Artillery attachment
spread them around in my
complete.
base too much. Maybe I should. We'll have to see about that.
Unit
But
ready.
yeah, it doesn't affect
Unit in
the
production.
performance. I mean, they're coming and going just fine.
Beginning construction.
They auto produce as many as they need to keep that line going.
Unit
So
ready.
if your line's much
Unit
further,
in
well, then they
production.
just make more. And you see he finally has an air scout, just as we kind of suspected. I was a little late in getting these up, but I just
Beginning
want to place like
construction.
2 or 3 around my base just to knock that out so he can't see what I'm kind of planning for later on in the match.
Unit ready. Unit in production.
Got all my tech upgrades on my
Anti-air
large factory. Now
sentinel
that large factory can
complete.
build absolutely any unit the humans want. And then if I really wanted to, I could make an alpha.
Beginning construction.
As you're
Conduit
placing
cross
buildings, if you
complete.
hold down and while
Anti-air
you're left clicking
sentinel
shift, you can
complete.
just kind of build that
Unit
same building,
ready.
repeat it over and over. Saves you time from having to hotkey and go back to it, back and
Airpad
forth, back and
complete.
forth. Much faster.
Airpad complete.
On alert. Changing track.
Getting to be a pretty decent sized army over in that little front expansion.
Unit ready.
I don't know if you caught it on the mini map, but
in
he's got a
production.
little air scout just kind of hovering over my units
Beginning
there just to see what
construction.
I'm doing. That's good on his part. I don't really particularly like that
Beginning
because
construction.
Well, obviously I don't want them to see how big my
Conduit
force is, but I don't
cross
have any
complete.
anti-air, so I have to get some anti-air going and get
Unit
that out of
ready.
there.
Unit in production.
So this is kind of a cool, kind of fun, almost trolly tactic the humans have, but teleporters are incredibly strong.
Barrels prime.
Each teleporter
Unit in
can
production.
have 6 units. I've had games
construction.
where you know, you've had games you've won and you lost. I've had games that I've lost where I have a
Unit
teleporter
ready.
and it helps bring me back, but it doesn't really kind of deliver that knockout blow. So this game I was
Unit ready.
wanted to try something different. I've
Unit
never
in
really done this
production.
before. I think I ended up going for 4 teleporters just to see
Artillery ready.
Unit
you know,
ready.
how
Unit in production.
how that would work as far, and then I just assign them to number groups, and then I'm planning on teleporting them all at
Unit
once. There
ready.
is a cooldown on teleporters. I don't remember the
Unit in
time
production.
on them, so I could with 4 teleporters you could space them out and almost continually be teleporting around the
Unit
map.
ready.
You have to have vision where you teleport, but
Teleporter
you'll kind of see
complete.
what I do with that later on.
Teleporter complete.
Awaiting instruction.
Unit ready. Unit in
Yeah,
production.
that was sent a trident over there, sacrificial lamb, just to kind of see what's going on there.
Beginning
Didn't really get
construction.
much vision at all.
Conduit
Even before
cross
it gets up to
complete.
the wall, it's shot down by
Teleporter
turrets. So
complete.
I guess I wasn't really too surprised by that.
Unit
Right now in
ready.
this part of the game, I'm starting to think, okay, we're
Unit
getting to
in
like
production.
obviously mid and late game.
Teleporter
Really,
complete.
my unit cap, you know, I really kind of want to try to max it out a little bit. It's
Unit
right
in
now
production.
it's just not. It's about
Unit
half of my
under
unit
attack.
cap, so I can really pump out more units, try to overwhelm them.
Longbow online. Coordinates received.
Finally got
Unit
some
ready.
longbows out on the map. Those are the
Unit in
humans' anti-air
production.
units, kind of take care of those pesky
Air
scouts. I'm going to just kind of
attachment
put them up in
complete.
the top middle part,
Unit
so for when he
ready.
flies around,
Beginning construction.
they're just negating that. I'm
Artillery
also going to start
attachment
doubling up my
complete.
walls. I've never really done that before in a game, but I
Beginning
really kind of
construction.
like that tactic. Just
Unit
makes those
ready.
walls extra
Unit
tanky
in production.
and takes the opponent that much
Unit
longer to
ready.
get through them, so you have plenty of time to react
Unit
if
in
you find
production.
yourself being under attack.
Unit ready. Refinery complete. Unit ready. Wall complete.
Here you see me backing off revolver,
Beginning construction.
just so I can have vision,
Wall
getting
complete.
more eco up.
Unit ready.
Because I have full map
Unit
control,
in
there's not an
production.
upgrade that I highly recommend as humans, but if the map control is a little bit more contested, or
ready.
if you're losing,
Extractor
the
complete.
humans have an upgrade that allows their
Unit in
harvesters to become
production.
stealth, which is fantastic. So I
Unit
mean,
ready.
really the enemy can still find
Course
the
spotted.
extractors if they can find them, but as far as the harvesters along the way, unless they have stealth
online.
all throughout the map,
Unit
it's a
ready.
really good way to kind of keep your
Site
economy
ready.
going.
Harvester
Well, you
under
can.
attack.
Oh, you see he teleports in himself. Tricky. Some units, 6 of them, and
Beginning
wow, those
construction.
Siths just clean up. They have area of effect damage, so they worked out for me that I happened to build those just on chance.
Unit in production.
I also started to put down another anti-heavy just in case he decides to do that again. But he teleports. See, that's what you get with one teleporter. You teleport 6
Unit
units.
in production.
Honestly, he probably should have. I don't know. He didn't know I had
Anti-heavy
air.
sentinel complete.
But anyways, he teleported a lot of kind of tier 1 units there. I like to teleport myself personally. I like to teleport lancers because they just take out. You got to have a siege type unit, something that takes out buildings really quick, and that's
Beginning
definitely what
construction.
lancers do. And
Conduit cross complete.
you know, from there you can mix it up. You can
Unit ready.
artillery's really good, so
Beginning
howitzers.
construction.
Artillery's really good against units
Unit
in this
ready.
game, which is kind of different.
Unit
Sometimes
in
you'll find in
production.
RTS games in the past,
Harvester
artillery was
under
good against
attack.
buildings. You know, someone's got strong
Unit
defense, you bring in
under
artillery and
attack.
take out the buildings. Artillery doesn't really take out buildings in this game because
All
artillery
right.
doesn't have penetration damage. There's penetration and armor. Most
Unit
buildings have
ready.
armor, and penetration counters that.
Unit
Some
in
units have
production.
penetration damage, some don't. Artillery doesn't really. So to take out buildings, you need
Combat
those
is
heavy,
restored.
tanky type units like
Send traffic.
the Lancer
Tank
for
attachment
humans, the
complete.
Avalanches for beta, the destructors or
Unit
large
under
proteins
attack.
or mother goos really for the goo faction.
Site is ready.
Those units really
Unit
take out
ready.
buildings quickly. So I like to put
Unit
some
in
lancers in
production.
my teleporters and mix them in with, say, gladius. Like I said, I really like that. It's just a nice tank, can move and shoot at the same time. Seems kind of like a nice all-purpose, really kind of meaty tank. Anyways,
Combat
back to the
enabled.
game. I see he has an extractor over here, so I'm going to just
Unit
take some of
ready.
my group here and
Conform.
start to
Right away.
hurt his economy by taking out that extractor. As I'm going to take out that extractor, I feel like I can wall off even more of the
Beginning
map.
construction.
And finally, my opponent decides that, you know, just getting out of hand. You can't let that happen.
Unit
So he's
ready.
going to try to respond here
Wall under attack.
by coming down and attacking.
Wall destroyed. Beginning construction.
Here you
Large
see the
factory
beauty of these
complete.
walls. So, I mean, that's a pretty good, nice little attack force he has.
Unit under attack.
He's got gladius,
Wall under
tridents, and some lancers ready to do some nice damage. I'm starting to load up my teleporters.
Unit in production.
And but I actually had unit numbers.
Under attack.
Support
There
is
are
welcome.
counters to certain units in this game, but I'll tell you, they're kind of soft counters, if you will. They're not necessarily hard counters. So, you know, having better production and just more units will kind of go a long way in a battle. But there are counters, so you know, it's a give and take a little bit. But still, with my numbers, I'm able to kind of keep fighting them off. But he just kind of keeps bringing reinforcements more and more. So I probably waited a little late, but I decided to cut and run and kind of back off behind my lines here. And this is the beauty of the walls right here. I mean, he's got a force that's going to beat my force here,
Unit ready.
but behind the two lines, he
Unit
can't
in
shoot me.
production.
He really should be careful about
Wall
getting too
under
close. He
attack.
doesn't want to get in range
Wall
and where I'm
destroyed.
firing at him safely behind my lines.
Wall under attack.
But
Unit
that
in
is kind of
production.
seeming to be what's happening. He's just trying to muscle his way through, so I'm just trying my best to hold it off. But he's got a lot of firepower there. I don't know if I can hold that off, really.
Wall
Thank goodness for the
destroyed.
double walls. Otherwise, he'd be
Wall
through right
destroyed.
now, just wrecking my units.
Target affirmed. Engage.
Wall under attack. Wall destroyed.
So I'm just trying to max out my
Wall
teleporters,
destroyed.
bringing over the
Unit
cis with their
ready.
area of effect damage to try to
Unit in production.
attack that force of his.
Wall under attack.
That's really pushing hard on me.
Ready.
Unit
Not a whole lot of his force left.
Unit under attack.
Not left of much of mine
Wall
either.
under attack.
So I've got my
in
teleporters
production.
about to the point where I want.
Non-optimal performance.
I can't remember if they're
Wall
fully
under
maxed up.
attack.
I think the fourth one has a little
Unit
room for one or
ready.
two more. But I'm going to start to
Unit
produce
in
monitors
production.
because you can't teleport where you can't see. So what I'm going to
Unit
do is
under
just sacrifice a
attack.
monitor, fly it over there, and we'll see if we can have some
Harvester
fun.
under attack. Wall under attack. Unit ready. Unit in production.
Furthermore, this is the time
Harvester
to
under attack.
kind of try to go for
Extractor under attack.
the final blow here because he has
Yes.
busted through the wall. I don't want to make any kind of comeback. So this is the
Extractor
time.
under
So I've
attack.
numbered all my teleporters and
Harvester
watch
under
this.
attack.
Too funny.
Unit ready. Unit in production. Extractor under
Vision,
attack.
look safe.
Harvester under attack.
Get those command groups, start hitting. I shouldn't be
Unit
clicking
under
on Q, but
attack.
just hit Q and teleport them all.
Extractor
A
destroyed.
nice little trick for you.
Unit
Normally you might
ready.
say humans, I'll take out the conduits.
under
Yeah, you could do that, but honestly with humans, if you can actually just take out that central core,
Unit ready.
everything powers down. And
Wall
that's
under attack.
virtually game.
Harvester
Anyways, hope you
under
guys
attack.
enjoyed this video. Pick up Grey Goo and check it out if you can. Hope this video has helped provide any kind of tips or insight.
Under attack.
If you like it, give it a thumbs up, and maybe I'll try to produce some more content like this. It's kind of my first go around here, and it's kind of all off the cuff. I have no script, so I hope it was enjoyable for you guys.
Changing position.
And thanks a lot. Take care.
Flatten them. Unleash.
Unit under attack.